Jeep Gladiator short antenna, and the ultimate phone holder. How they doing? Well, good morning, everybody. How are you today? Pretty good here. Let's take a look at the antenna that I put on my Jeep Gladiator. You know, it's one of those shorter ones. I wouldn't call it a stubby, but it is a little bit shorter. And then what I like to call the ultimate phone holder that I have inside. First of all, let's take a look at the antenna. Again, it's not a stubby. It's about, I think it's 14 inches, something like that, but a much better look for the truck, I think. If you look at this thing, and this, of course, is the old school, old style whip antenna, right? It was on there. And of course, it's a lovely chrome or silver color, right? And you can see the one I put on is about a little less than half the length of what this is, or what it was rather, in the whip antenna. Now, the whip antenna does have a purpose. You'll notice it actually goes up above the truck. And if you drive anywhere that's low and this antenna hits, kind of gives you an indication that maybe you might be in danger of hitting the top of your truck. So there is sort of a purpose to it, I guess. But if you never do that, then who really cares? Now, as far as reception goes, I know a lot of people are concerned about reception, particularly when they're considering those little stubby antennas, right? You know, the ones that are about 4 inches tall. I gotta say that with this one, I haven't had any issues. Been out on the freeway, driving around, and no problems with it. Still able to pick up stations everywhere. The signal is strong, nothing fades in and out. So I think this is a pretty good size to have, right? Everything's still able to reach it. And again, I love the looks of it on the truck. It just matches the black theme, right? I mean, why would you want a silver antenna here? As far as the install, if you're not familiar, these antennas just screw in and out. So you pull this one out, you put whatever adapter comes with it in here, screw it in, and you are good to go. I love the look of it. Now, let's talk about the ultimate, what I like to call the ultimate phone mount. Got to go over to the other side of the truck to take a look at that. This thing is awesome. You know, there are so many different phone holders out there on the market, right? And none of them seem to work. What I really think is funny are the ones that clip into your vents, right? And if you haven't seen those, they're the ones that have a little clip and they go over your vent right here, and that's supposed to hold your phone. Well, I don't know about you, but any of those that I ever tried in the past, they might work for a day. And they might work if you take and push them up like this so that the clamp is kind of pushing down as opposed to like this. They're no good. I don't care for them. I don't like them. So what I did, I went out and got this system, and I tell you, it is awesome. I have a magnet on the back of my phone, and it just grabs right onto this magnet. Now, being a YouTuber, of course, I can go from the camera facing me here to the camera forward facing better here, which I do. This can also be used by the passenger, and it just screws in. Into existing bolt holes that are down below here. So you don't even have to drill anything, unlike what I did with the Tacoma up there. Now, there is one negative to this, I suppose, and that's the way that they have it tightening down. If you notice, it moves. Now, that can come in handy for me if I'm trying to adjust the angle of the camera a little bit. But the problem is that when you go to pull your phone off with the magnet, sometimes it moves a little bit. It can be a little daunting when you're pulling your phone off and you're wondering, why the heck is that thing moving? Now, I think that's due to a gasket, if you will, or a washer that they have right down here on the bottom. It's rubber. So I don't think in my case I really got it tight enough to where this doesn't pivot on that gasket. You can see the whole thing moving there, right? So really what I need to do is go ahead and pull this off and tighten that down. There should be a bolt hole right on the top here. I believe there is right down in here. So you just take an Allen key and tighten that down a little bit. However, once again, with this rubber washer that's here, I don't know if you're ever going to get it tight enough. The one over here does the same thing. It moves a little bit. Not a big deal. And if there's any flaw with this system, I would say that is probably it. but that is it. Still much, much superior to any of the other ones that I've seen. I would say the second runner-up is the suction cup type that you can probably see the outline of it here from when I had it on before. I need to clean my windows. But it used to suction on there, and that works great too. Never had any trouble with it failing as far as the magnet goes, but in different temperatures, the suction would release, and I would come out and find the holder actually laying somewhere on the floor in my truck, right? So that's one thing to be aware of. It can also happen when you're driving, if there's a big temperature fluctuation, or if maybe it's already started to let loose, it can fall down. I had that happen a couple of times. We certainly don't want to be throwing around our $1,200 phone or even more, right? So that's one thing to be aware of. You don't have that problem here. The magnet is strong, and I actually made this up myself. I just bought a magnet, and I double side taped it to the holder that's on there now. And that was it. So a little innovation, and it works really, really well. Highly recommend this. Love having it in my Jeep. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, kind of talk about that a little bit. The antenna, again, works perfectly. I wouldn't go much below a 14-inch, something like that, because then I think you're going to run into reception problems. And this phone mount system is awesome. Leave a comment. Let me know if you've got a system like this, or maybe something even better. I'd be curious to know as far as the phone mount goes. Are you having any troubles if you've replaced your antenna? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, if you're interested, I have 2 other channels. The first is Rob Motive, all about my 2020 Toyota Tacoma sitting right up there. And the second is Rob Motive Civic, all about my experiences with the Honda Civic Type R and the Honda Civic Sport Hatch. Check them out. If you like them, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.